Bikini Girl from Mars. By David Cartret. The first hint of spring had barely whispered through the barren branches when Larry stepped outside to grab the newspaper. The chilly air nipped at his nose, and he wished he'd grabbed his jacket. His quiet street looked like a scene from an old black and white photograph, still and silent. It was the kind of morning that promised a bright future, a stark contrast to the mundane reality of his life. As Larry bent down to pick up the newspaper, a sudden flash of light in the sky caught his eye. It grew brighter, closer, and he realized with a start that it was no mere meteor. The object descended with a thunderous boom, tearing a hole in the fabric of the quiet suburban afternoon. Larry's heart raced as he stared at the smoking crater in the middle of his neighbor's lawn. He had to rub his eyes to believe what he was seeing. A group of stunning women, all wearing metallic bikinis, stepped out of a gleaming spaceship. Their leader, a statuesque redhead with emerald eyes, approached him with an air of confidence that was almost intimidating. She spoke in a language he didn't understand, but her intent was clear: they had come to conquer Earth. Larry's mind raced. He'd seen enough sci-fi movies to know that alien invasions never ended well for the humans. He took a step back, his hands shaking as he tried to process the impossible situation unfolding before him. The sound of sirens pierced the air, and within minutes, the men in black arrived. They emerged from their sleek black vehicles, their suits gleaming like the night sky. The Martian bikini girls didn't even flinch. They stood tall and proud, as if they were used to this kind of reception. Larry watched in amazement as the MIB agents began to round up the neighbors, herding them away from the scene with a calm authority that suggested they'd done this before. The women followed willingly, as if they were tourists being shown the sights by an overeager guide. One of the agents, a stern-faced man with a sharp jaw and piercing blue eyes, approached Larry. "You saw nothing," he said, his voice a low, soothing murmur. Larry felt the weight of his words, and his memory began to unravel like a cheap sweater. But then, the red-headed alien girl looked back at him, and their eyes locked in for a brief electric moment. Her hand brushed against his, and as she passed, a jolt of something unexplainable surged through him. The agent's grip tightened on Larry's arm. "I said, you saw nothing." But it was too late. The connection had been made, and Larry's love-stricken brain clung to the memory of her touch, her eyes, the sound of her voice. He couldn't forget her, no matter how hard he tried. He stumbled as the agent guided him back to his house, the other neighbors' minds already wiped clean, walking in a daze to their daily routines.